All right, what is up? What is up? It is Wednesday, which means we have our Wednesday weekly wisdom with yours truly, Justin Colby. I'm letting everyone kind of get on here. We're starting a couple minutes late, so hopefully people are already here. Yeah, we got some good attendance. Okay, wonderful. What's up, Facebook family? We are rocking the Wednesday weekly wisdom, and I have a great topic. I've been doing a lot of speaking lately. Even last night, I flew from San Diego. I was in our office down in San Diego with Kent, and we were doing a bunch of recordings for you guys. So it's going to be some pretty awesome stuff coming out for you guys. We're doing a bunch of re-content, new content. I mean, we are just out there producing more and more content so you guys can learn more and more and really hone in your craft. And so I've been doing a lot of speaking at different meetup groups in front of, Fidelity National Title, and so I brought up subject at a couple of these events I've been speaking at, and I thought it was good I got a lot of good feedback from it, quite frankly, and so I want to be able to share that feedback with you guys today about real estate investing, about business, about building a company, and we'll go from there. So I want you guys to engage. What is up, everybody who is already engaging? Andrew, Cheryl, Maurice, what's up? What's up? For you guys on Facebook and the Facebook group, show some love, say hi, give a thumbs up, whatever it is, ask questions. I want to make sure I get to all of your questions as we go. But I have down here some things that I want to talk about. It pertains to real estate, right? But it pertains to you, your business, what you're doing, how you're doing it. It's not the X's and O's, the granular in the weeds to real estate, like writing contracts or negotiating, but it really is about the business, and it's about you, and it's about what you guys are doing and the results that you want to be gaining from real estate investing and building a business. What's up, John? What's going on, buddy? So I'm excited to bring this to you because it went over really, really well in the last couple of meetings I was speaking at, and it kind of went a place I didn't know it was going to go, quite frankly. It became a very popular subject, and we kind of went off on it because the people wanted to know more and kind of wrap their heads around this. And so what I will tell you, it's all about finding satisfaction, right, in what you do in your company, in how you are a real estate investor, and your growth. And you'll hear myself and Kent and Pat and the team really believes in working from a place of passion, and it really has to be so, because what happens is when you come from a place of passion, you don't feel like you're working. I mean, quite frankly, I never legitimately ever feel like, oh man, I got to go to the office today. I mean, I never have that feeling. And if you're out there and you have never had that feeling, good for you, because you're really living from a place of passion. I never feel like I have to take a vacation. I never feel like that. I don't feel like I need to run away from what I'm doing because I love it so much, right? I really thoroughly enjoy giving back to you guys, doing these calls, doing the Monday calls when I'm subbing in for Pat, going to our events and speaking to you guys, coaching you guys, doing my meetup groups, having and running a full-time 7-figure real estate business. I love what I do. I never feel like I need to get away and go on vacation and kind of get away from my work life. I don't have that feeling ever, right? I never wake up in the morning with, oh God, I don't want to go to work. And you guys may or may not feel that way, and you need to start having some real conversations with yourself about these type of ideas, because if you aren't where you want to be right now, you need to make changes. Just plain and simple. If you are working full-time and trying to get started in real estate investing and that's where your passion is, you need to maybe make some very difficult decisions. I'm not sitting here telling you right now to quit your job, but what I'm trying to help you understand is where you can find satisfaction in your day-to-day, in your real estate investing business. And I basically have 4 criteria. In fact, it was something that was brought to me by one of our coaches, right? So this is not something that I created out of thin air. This is something that was brought to me by our main man, Robert, who is a very successful coach, real estate investor. So I'm very excited to, bring these ideas to you guys. And it went over really, really well with a lot of our conversations here in the last week. Debbie, what is happening? I know you guys love what you do. I know you guys. So trying to find satisfaction in life is a constant battle, right? And I'm not going to bring in necessarily the personal side. I want to bring in your real estate investing side, because there's some things that you, myself, and everyone that's in this industry really need to focus on to start finding some of that satisfaction, right? So one of the first things I'll talk about is take a look at your progress, okay? Always be measuring your progress on a week to week, because if you don't, at times, and this still happens to us today in our business, you can feel like you're really not making any progress, right? Because you didn't collect a check that week, or you didn't get a deal done that week, or you didn't, make an offer that week, or whatever the benchmark is. But you actually can take a step back, and maybe you're just getting started, and your goal was to make 100 calls this week. And at the end of the week, you look back and you made 106 calls. That's awesome, right? You need to be able to take a step back and start looking at what kind of progress are you making, right? Have you made any offers this week? Did you make more than last week? And there's these benchmarks that you can set for yourself to say, instead of the big benchmarks, and I want to get my first deal done this month, or I want to make this much money, you start setting these benchmarks about how many new buyers did you add to your buyers list, right? How many offers did you make this week? How many realtors did you call and talk to about potentially working together? How many other wholesalers have you called and talked about potentially co-wholesaling deals together? What are those benchmarks that you can look at on a week-to-week basis, and then a 30-day basis, and judge your progress? And you have to be, you have to celebrate all wins, right? This is not something that you only celebrate when you cash a check. Yes, you're right. Like, you cash a check, you celebrate. There's no doubt about it. I'm not saying not to, but I'm also saying you got to celebrate these wins. And those wins happen more often than you would actually realize, right? Those are actually when you meet with a seller and it just goes well, right? It just was the best conversation you've ever had with a seller. Maybe it doesn't end up in a contract, but you feel like you're gaining progress. You feel like you're gaining experience. You're gaining that knowledge, right? Those are things that you have to take a step back and realize, man, that was the best conversation I've ever had with the seller. I've never had such a good conversation. I'm making progress here, right? I'm better now than I was last week, period, because of that conversation, right? Those are the things that you guys need to start measuring so that you can figure out how to find that passion. Because if you just simply look at, I haven't done my first deal yet, and I've been doing this for 6 months, or whatever the scenario may be, it can be a downer. But you also need to realize, oh my gosh, like, I'm making progress all the way along this. And the best way to get progress is by doing, okay? You can't make any progress unless you do. So what I'm going to tell you today is you need to get out there and set those actionable items so that you yourself can actually go out and make progress day to day, week to week, month to month. Because if you're not making offers, if you're not meeting with sellers, if you're not sending out your marketing, if you're not building your buyers list, if you're not calling realtors to work with you, if you're not calling other investors to co-wholesale with, well then yeah, you're not making progress. But if you start benchmarking some of these things and saying, okay, I need to find 3 to 5 wholesalers this month that I potentially can co-wholesale deals with. I need to find 5 to 10 realtors that I potentially can meet with and do some business with. I need to build 5 to 10 buyers on my buyers list every single week. I need to be making 10 offers a month. All of these things are benchmarks that you can say you're making progress. So you need to take a second, take a deep breath, and look at it and celebrate those wins, because as you do that, you will be encouraged about where you're going and what you're doing. Okay? So that's number one. Take a look at your progress. Stop what you're doing, look back, see what progress you made. Number two, get feedback, right? So the reason why you're here is for us who have the experience to give you our wisdom to you. And so why I say I want you guys to engage on these calls is because I want you to ask questions. I want to give you feedback for things that you are doing, things that you haven't done, things that you feel like might need to be tweaked, and everywhere in between. That's the point here, is you have the mentorship right here, right? Every Monday you have Pat, every Wednesday you have me, every single week. It doesn't stop. We're just not going to stop. This is your time to engage. This is your time to get feedback. This is your time to ask questions that you might not be able to ask. This is your time to work directly with me. Students don't get to work directly with me. You guys do that are on this call, right? This is your time to work directly with Pat. Students don't just get the chance to work with Pat. Now you can. You can ask the questions you want to ask. You don't have to wait for a coaching call. But when you have coaching calls, Let them know what you're doing. Let them know the progress you made, and let them know where you want to go, and get feedback from them. You need to have mentorship, and you have it. I, to this day, get feedback each and every day, each and every week from people like Kent or Pat or Sean or other people that I have in my life that are very successful business people, right? Because I want to see if I'm on the right path, right? I have this conversation with Kent all the time about he has 10 years on me. He has 10 years of business experience, life experience, you know, being a boss experience, all these types of experience. So I'm constantly looking for feedback. I encourage it. I want it. Sometimes I don't love hearing it, right? Sometimes I don't want to hear it. But more often than not, he's dead on. And it's just because he has that life experience, he has that wisdom. That's what you guys need to gain from us. That's why I'm so encouraging to you guys to get on here and to ask questions and to ask for feedback and to verify that you're getting progress and you're making progress and you're making the right decision. So this is really, really important. If you guys need even further, join meetup groups, right? Find people locally that are like-minded people who can give you feedback, that you can go for a cup of coffee once a month, that you can meet with once a week, right? Those are the type of feedbacks, right? So Michael Burnoff is literally down the office from me. Like, he has an office next door to mine. Him and I talk almost weekly, and we give each other feedback. He'll give me a question or a problem, and I'll give him my feedback. I give him a question or a problem. He gives me his feedback. It's like our own little personal mastermind that we got going, right? And who better to do that with than Michael Burnoff, right? He has a set of skills that are really, really impressive. And, you know, for me, it's a great way to get outside information, outside feedback, where he doesn't necessarily know real estate. He has a couple rental properties, but he doesn't know it the way I do. But he can, you know, remove himself from whatever I'm going through or the question I'm having, and he's able to give me a certain level of feedback that maybe even Kent couldn't give me because he knows me so well, right? So really, you know, look for those people in your business, in your life, whether it's a realtor, loan broker, successful business person that does something completely different, other investors in your local market, maybe even a local JV partner that you can partner with and get feedback. The idea here is to be able to get, you know, people that can give you some feedback about what you're doing, how they view it to be, whether it's good, bad, indifferent, you know, on the right path, so on and so forth, right? So the next one would be open to opportunities. Now, what I caution here is people like myself, right? The creative driver, rainmaker. I am squirrel, right? I mean, you give me too many opportunities and I'm going to go nuts. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to want to do them all. It's going to be great. We're going to make $1 million in every single opportunity I get, right? So you have to be careful here, especially people like myself. I have to be careful about what opportunities I take on, where I'm spending my time. But with all that said, you can really, you know, if you shut yourself down to opportunities and are so extremely focused on only one thing, a lot of times what happens is, whether you believe in God or the universe, you know, they bring you opportunities that sometimes you're blind to, because you're just not ready to accept it. You blind yourself to it. You get this extreme focus. You don't really want to open yourself up to opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities out there, right? I'm working on a strategic partnership with a local investor here that we potentially could build something really, really massive in the Phoenix market. And it's an opportunity that came to me, not as the opportunity, but has developed into this opportunity because I'm allowing myself to look at the entire picture, the entire opportunity, which can allow me to grow my business twofold, right? If not more, because of the relationship, the structure, the synergy that we have with each other and what we're doing. So what I'll tell you is, I want you to be hyper-focused, but I also don't want you to be completely shut down to any opportunity that comes your way, right? This is an opportunity right now that we're going to have to crawl before we walk. We're going to have to feel each other out in terms of, you know, how are the systems going to go, who's holding what responsibilities, things of that nature, how we can help each other. But if all goes well, we could really build a big monster here in Phoenix and in other cities, right? And I don't have this opportunity if I'm not open to other opportunities, right? I caution you, do not have the squirrel syndrome, right? Do not go out and invest in 17 different types of investing in real estate. I'm going to buy notes this week, and then I'm buying foreclosures, and then I'm wholesaling, then I'm fixing flipping, and then I'm doing tax liens, and time out. Get focused. But with that focus, be open to opportunity that comes about, like partnerships, like co-wholesaling, like opportunity with realtors to put in more offers, right? So you need to have that focus that I talk so much about, but at the same time, with that extreme focus, you need to also be open to some of that opportunity that can be presented by other people, right, within that focus, right? And if you get an opportunity that maybe doesn't directly fit in, figure out how to fit that opportunity into your business model, because sometimes it's just a little tweak of that opportunity that you can say, you know what, I could really leverage that into my business model like this, which will get me more deals or more buyers or more checks or more whatever, right? Because you're open to the opportunity that is being presented, right? I take most all meetings. I'm very, very busy, right? But, you know, I still try to do my best to take as many meetings as possible because there's opportunity there. For example, I had a meeting Monday with a realtor. Like I said, I was speaking at the Fidelity home office here, and they had the 20 top realtors, blah, blah, blah. Well, one of the realtors really was encouraged by what I was saying and said, I'd really like to meet you because I think we can do some business together. Well, I'm open to that opportunity. And at the end of the day, I already have a deal that we're going to end up doing together already, and it's been 3 days now. And we're going to be able to do our first deal together because I was open to the opportunity to meet with that realtor, figure out what's in it for me, I figure out what's in it for him, or he figures out what's in it for him, and we can figure out if there's an opportunity to do more. And that's what I'm talking about. Is there opportunities out there that you can do more within your business model, okay? And lastly, the number 4 is, you know, chasing money, money's going to run, right? Kent talks about this all the time. One of the hardest lessons I had to learn in the last 3 years is we did a development, and I was doing it specifically because I was chasing money. There were so many zeros at the end of that deal that I did it because I was chasing money. And Kent came in and said, dude, you know, I'm hoping for the best, but, you know, you're doing this for the wrong reasons. And I'm, no, it's a solid business plan. There's this, that, the model looks great, and the returns look great, and blah, blah, blah. And at the end of the day, damn it, he was right, you know? And I hate telling him that, but it's true, is I did it for the wrong reasons. And I prioritized money over my happiness. And what ultimately happened was my business started to slow down, my core business of rehabbing, flipping, and wholesaling. I was putting way too much time into the development side of things. The returns weren't coming in as fast as we needed them to come in. It really threw off our entire business. And it's because I put this priority on chasing money. Oh, the big payday, the big dollar amounts, I'm going to prioritize that. And I lost what I do so good. I lost my passion. I lost the opportunities because I was so focused on chasing that big old payday. I mean, it was, you know, at the end of the day, we stood to make $4 to $5 million. And I got so focused on that, and I did it for such the wrong reasons. Our business started to fall apart, right? And Kent kind of came in and gave the old brother tough love and kind of let us know, like, hey, it's not that bad. You know, you didn't lose it all. It's not all crumbling. You're not dead. You know, you can make a couple decisions, not easy decisions, but you can reframe this whole thing. And at the end of the day, we're out of it, right? And we didn't make our 4 or 5 million, but, you know, no one's dead. Everyone's alive. We're still doing very, very well in our business. But the point I bring that to is I was doing it for the wrong reasons. I was doing it because I was chasing the money. And when you chase money, money runs, okay? I don't know if anyone on here has ever experienced that, but when you chase it for the wrong reasons and you're chasing money, money's going to run. So do it because you have that passion. Do it because you want to do it. Do it because you have the passion to spend the time, energy, blood, sweat, and tears. I didn't within the development. I didn't have a passion to become a developer. I had a passion to make $4 million, right? So that's the wrong reason to do it. So refocus where your passion is, right? I started the conversation by finding your passion. I want to end it by finding your passion. Get focused on your passion, because then it doesn't matter how much time you spend in, because you enjoy it. It doesn't matter how early you wake up. It doesn't matter how late you're working till, because you truly enjoy what you're doing. That's going to be paramount above all else, right? So don't focus just on the payday. Focus on the growth. Focus on the progress. Focus on those small wins, and ultimately they will lead to bigger wins, which ultimately will lead to more money, and you'll be right here doing calls like this because we'll want to hear about that story. We'll want to hear about that experience, and someday maybe you'll start coaching everyone on these calls, right? And so that's what I want to leave you guys with here on Wednesday calls. I want to see if we have any questions going on. Hopefully you liked it. My man Andrew, actionable items we measure, direct mail, skip trace numbers, Craigslist ads, meeting buyers, investors, offers written, appointments set, contract signed. I like it. I like it. Those are great measurable items. You should have a spreadsheet with that. Cheryl says, I'm breaking up a lot. I hope that was not everyone's experience. Opportunities are everywhere. Be open, Debbie says. Debbie knows better than most. Good advice, Andrew. Amen to that. All right. All right. Well, hey, guys, it's Wednesday, right? So you have the rest of this week to go out there and crush it. You have the rest of this week to go out and refocus your attention, look at the progress you're making, hold yourself accountable. If you're not making progress, say, man, I got to do better, and go out there and do better, because ultimately we're teaching you every single week how to do this business the right way. We're teaching you the right strategies. It's just up to you to go out there and make that progress and to be happy and find that satisfaction in the progress that you are making. So for all you Facebook family, go out there, have a great rest of the week, and everyone else, I'm signing off, and we'll see you next week. Peace.